Jim Heath, I heard that you were once the football coach at K College.
That is true.
That is true?
That is true. Mid-'80s.
Is that right? And then you went
Mid-'80s.
on to become the coach of the Minnesota Gophers, is that correct?
No, that never happened. That never happened. I went on to become the coach at Stryker. That was my next job.
Is that right?
Yeah.
K College to Stryker. That's
K College to Stryker.
right across town.
That's right.
So you're an avid cyclist.
I became an avid cyclist. Yes. Like many people, once they have their knee reconstructed, they become avid cyclists. So that's really kind of what happened to me. I was a 30-year runner and had my ACL done in '07. I was doing a little bit of biking, but nothing on a much great scale. And my running was going to come to not to a halt, but it was going to slow down quite a bit. So jumped on a bike and wish I would have done it 20 years earlier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish I would have done it 20 years earlier.
You rode across America last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How was that?
It was it was one of those things that sounded like a really good idea back when I told Jim Kindle and the fall before that let's go do it, and I thought he wasn't serious, and then next time I saw him he said, hey, where's your bike? And I said, well, I guess we're doing this thing. So yeah, I mean, I never really thought of doing anything like that other than Jim mentioned it and started doing a little bit of research and found out there's other people that do this thing regularly, I guess. And so I jumped in with those guys and I was in Portland, met them in Portland, and went Portland to Portland. Yeah, it was an experience. There was a lot of neat things. I actually wish I would have had a little more time because there would have been some other things I would have liked to have seen. But it was great. I did from Bismarck on. I was by myself.
It's a long haul.
Yeah.
Do it again?
I said immediately. I said absolutely no way. And I said, now that I think about it, maybe I would do it, but I would probably do it supported if I did it again. I would probably do it supported because I was, non-supported and it was a little different, which was good. But I mean, I probably would do it supported if I did it again.
Nice. So one of the things that strikes me, Renee and I were talking about this a little bit ago, is how far our local communities have come with bicycling in the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
As far as thinking about things like complete streets and passing laws,
Mm-hmm.
guidelines with laws and bike lanes and stuff like that. It seems kind of incredible.
Yeah. Well, it is, and I mean, I give a lot of the credit to you guys, and I think other bike shops who have come into the area here that not just to sell bikes, but I think really to kind of sell the whole biking experience, and they're all kind of unique now, have their own little niche, but I think that's had a lot to do with it as well. And I think people are frankly with the bike paths and these types of things are seeing it can be enjoyable and not you don't have to white knuckle. I know my wife now will get out on the trail and that type of thing. And it's here you've got mountain bike trails and you've got a whole host of different venues to be able to do it. And I have seen motorists being a little more cautious and probably a little more accommodating to bikers out there as well. Well, I hope it'd be lovely to get some true bike lanes into to some of these areas right here would be terrific. And I think there's kind of movement that way, and then being able to connect the trails from Battle Creek all the way out to Lake Michigan would be awesome as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Good stuff is underfoot. Pretty much privately funded, I think. Well, state's not exactly busting at the seams with money, I guess, but some public money toward that thing, I think, would be good. I mean, and I mean, you're a business guy. I'm a business guy, and I think one of the things about being bicycle friendly is that it helps attract young, smart people to your place.
Well, and I think it helps connect. My son just moved out to Portland, Oregon, and he is, I think it's the second or third most bike-friendly city in the country. And I mean, he lives close to downtown, but on the weekends he bikes everywhere, and it's just so that's terrific. I mean, and that's would be wonderful in this area if you could especially as you got more young people moving downtown Kalamazoo to be able to do that and to bike around there knowing that they feel safe.
Right.
And that's what he feels that way out there.
One of the things that we've talked about, and you touched on it briefly, is cyclist-motorist relations. I mean, that's always kind of the sticky thing. When I go talk to whatever Kiwanis or whatever, somebody always stand up and say, "I live here," and there are always these guys riding like jerks right by my house, making things miserable. Well, there are, and
Sure.
I work on West Michigan Avenue, and I see a lot of people driving like jerks.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I kind of hate it when we all get painted with a broad brush, and I super hate it how it's such a small fraction of people who are on bikes who are kind of messing it up.
Yeah. Well, and that's true. I mean, it takes two to tango, and I mean, I think that you do have some guys out there that feel like hey, I can ride my bike out towards the middle of the road, and and this type of thing. And you've got people, and I've heard them speak loudly in these community settings about I just don't understand why. If you're on a bicycle, you should be on the sidewalk, or you should be on, this kind of thing. And it's just, we can all play together if we just. It's still, I think, especially now after what happened in Kalamazoo last year, there's probably a more acute awareness of, of this kind of relationship. And like I said, I've seen, at least the last year or so, I've seen more people give way than I've ever experienced here. It's been great. Like I said, I wish I would have started, biking 20 years ago and learning the ropes. But I've had an opportunity now to go, bike in Colorado and bike down in Georgia and South Carolina, these places. And then my wife and I, along with two friends, we biked in France, did a couple of stages of the tour, and. So I mean those kinds of opportunities, have come about since I've gotten myself on a bike, and a bike without a basket and a bell. Yeah.